Good morning, good afternoon, from where you are watching from. We are back again in Kenboerfarm, where we all started. And today we are going to bring several topics. And today's episode basically is about the challenges that I have gone through after the introduction of some sheep from the local, and also the effects after crossbreeding with a doper sheep. I think it is important to know that no business, whichever business you start, it must have some challenges. Have been away because in one way or the other, to some extent I was frustrated, but now I'm happy. I'm a happy farmer. In our previous video, I tried to bring out the aspect of starting small and embracing atomic improvement in my farm. But the same starting small came also with its own challenges. If you can remember very well, I alluded to all my viewers that I want to make mistakes that my fellow viewers and incoming farmers, once they watch my videos, they'll not be able to make the same mistakes. So I want to share with you some of the mistakes and challenges that I've gone through the last couple of months, around 5 months. Some of them very discouraging. And it's important to note the following. Number one, I thought getting local sheep from the homes around in the villages was cheaper and extremely cheaper, only to realize it was expensive. How was it expensive? Number one, I came to realize some of the sheep that I bought, they were extremely old, but I could not tell, and I didn't know how to check. And as we all know, getting some of these sheep, you can only get them through a broker via telephone. Somebody says, I have a sheep around and I'm selling it at 5,000 or 4,000 or 3,500. But I've come to realize cheap is expensive. But nevertheless, we must continue. So one challenge that I faced is getting odd sheep. I've been trying to see, and I've been going through a lot of research, and I've come to realize there are means and ways of knowing the age of a sheep, a goat, or even a cow. But I didn't know this, only to realize that some of my sheep didn't even have teeth. They had gone up to 7, 8, 9, 10 years. In fact, today, I've also come to realize I have one sheep which completely doesn't have any teeth. And that is a challenge. So my advice is, please, when you'll be buying all these sheep from the local market or from the local farmers, make sure that you know the age by counting the number of teeth. You can Google and you'll be able to know how old that sheep is. Another challenge that I went through is the challenge of size. Bearing in mind that the size of the doper that I have is one of the T4 or T5 sheep. So the ram is big, but the females, the ewes, are very small. And therefore, the challenge is when you have a big ram and a small ewe, the challenge comes in during the time of birth. And therefore, today I've come to realize that though my ewes have started lumping, they had serious challenging during birth time. And my guy could tell me that it was not easy. They had to assist because the ram is too big, and therefore the produce is too big for compared to such a small ewe. So one of the things that I would encourage my viewers is, please make sure that you get a big ewe. It may not be of that extreme quality, but let it be of size, because at the end of the day, you also don't need, you don't have to go through the challenge that I have gone. Challenge number 3 is that some of the sheep that I bought, they had eaten a lot of plastic peppers. They had serious issues because they are just taken outside there. And out of that, guess what? I lost 5 of them. And currently, I'm happy that at least the ones that remained, they have started lambing. And the 5 of them, we did slaughter them. Although we, of course, we didn't give it to the members of the public to eat, or I didn't sell it. But I wanted to know what is that which is making them just, one day they wake up and they collapse, only to realize that there were so many peppers and other substances which could not be palatable by the sheep. And therefore I urge my viewers, please, if you want to be a good Dorper sheep farmer, make sure that you get quality from a certified or a known farmer. And it is out of that that you'll be able to get quality. The other challenge or mistake that I did was I ignored and I assumed so many things. And one of the things that I assumed was, when I get my sheep, after 5 months, 3 months, I'll have like 10, 20 lambs. I want to warn those who are new entrants in this industry that sheep farming is not a get-rich-quick project. It is not a cryptocurrency. It is not anything that you'll do like a pyramid. It has to be pegged on patience. It is very important for you to be patient and for you to go through that learning curve. Because at the end of the day, and before you realize 5 months are over, 6 months are over, and it's like they are feeding, you are buying Vital Condo, you are buying multivitamins, you are buying dewormers, you are paying the guy who looks after them. But it's like nothing is coming. But I want to tell you, patience is key. I thought when I stock 20 of them, the next 4 or 5 months, I will be at 40, then 100, then the curve moves on. But that is not the truth. And therefore, I would wish and to ask all of us who are interested in sheep farming to know that it is not a get-rich-quick. But when you apply patience, I want to assure you, it will pay later, sooner than later. The other mistake that I came across in my introduction to my sheep is lack of a good housing in terms of where the lambs are kept once they are born. And in the process, I had to lose one because it was very rainy. We had a lot of rains and every place was soggy. And because the lambs and the ewe, their mothers, they were sleeping at the same place, to some extent, I lost my firstborn lamb. I'm a sad farmer. But because I know my purpose in this, I'll have to continue. And I know, because of my vision and my mission of atomic improvement, I'm going to places. Now, the truth of the matter is, when you bring these sheep, especially from the local area, it is very important to know that you'll go through many more challenges compared to going and getting that expensive ram, expensive ewe from a non-farmer. Why am I saying cheap is expensive? Initially, I bought almost like 28 sheep, heads of sheep. put an average of 5,000. That's around 140,000. What is that which I could have done to avoid all this? I could have taken the 140,000 and decided to go and buy better ewes, assume each at around 20,000, because they are not cheap. Assume it's 20,000. So I could have gotten 7 of them. Most likely, they could be pregnant. So in 6 months, when you do the maths, most likely I could have a good breed, good genetics, 14 of them, and most likely, because maybe if they were pregnant 2 or 3 months, they could have lambed at around February or March. That translates to now they could be pregnant again. And therefore, because I've learned that, if you have your 20,000, if you have your 40,000, and you want to start this business, I would advise you, go for genetics. Get a good breed from a renowned farmer. And at the end of the day, you will be a happy farmer. But for those who cannot afford, you don't have the connections, you can contact me on 0722-916-190. And I'll be able to connect you with farmers who have good genetics, because now I've been in farms and I know some of the farmers who can give you good genetics for the production of good genetics in your farm. And for now, I say bye, and I'll be bringing more as we move on, as I introduce more and better genetics in my farm. But before I go off the camera, you can see behind me, today I've decided to get them off the zero grazing unit and bring them out, and also to see how they behave. And I want to tell you, my guy has done it. He has been feeding and they have been okay. But today I decided, let me come and see how they are faring on. Sooner than later, as I had said before, I'll be going to my other farm, and I'm 100% sure all shall be well. And I'll be bringing you now where the bigger farm is, where now we are hosting around 24 acres. And also we have another farm where we have 2.5 acres. And again, we have another bigger farm, which has around 42 acres. But for now, bye. God bless you. God bless you. Asanteni sana.